Hello guys, Samar on this side, back again with new video. In this video we are going through the Flutter project structure and file and folder structure as well to know how the Flutter works, and also some folder configuration so we can know about how Flutter going to execute code in both Android and iOS. So let's jump to the Visual Studio Code. If you see the last video of the tutorial, you will notice that we created that project in our last video where we successfully run that, and we also understand what is hot reload and hot restart. Here we also changed the title in the last video. So let's see what file and folder structure here described for a newly created Flutter project. So here you can see in the top of the project there is two folder. This is some hidden folder dot tool and dot idea. So in the dot tool all of the Flutter configuration is present, and in the dot idea library and some run configuration is present. You can ignore directly that two tools dot tool dot idea, because if you want to delete it you can delete it, but when you run the project it will automatically get created, so you can ignore that two folder. After that, the most important and second most important folder of this Flutter app is Android. So under that Android there you will see many more file and folder. You don't have to memorize all of the things, or you don't have to worry about to know all of the things in a single go. Just listen whatever I am trying to say in this folder, and eventually the most important thing and the most important concept you will be learned when we work with any project and go through deep in that folder file and internet folder as well. So here if you can see, here is build.gradle, and here you can see there is some Kotlin version is present. So what happened, as I said before, Flutter is used for Android and iOS. For Android, as I said in the first video of the series, before 2017 for writing Android apps we use Java or Kotlin. So here the Kotlin version is present because Flutter engine getting connected with the Kotlin in the native part to provide us to the Android application. So here some Kotlin version is present where the Flutter engine getting synced with that, and here some Gradle version will be present. We will learn more about the Gradle and how we can manually build the Gradle. We will learn it later, so leave it as of now. And after that, under that there is some most important folder is app. Here if you can see app source main Android manifest.xml. This is the most important file for any Android app development. So if you coming from the native Android app development, you worked with a lot with that file Android manifest.xml. So here it is showing the project package name. So project package name is a unique name. So what happened when you publish a app in Play Store or App Store, the project through that project package name, every app uniqueness will be identified there. Your app package name cannot be used in different project. Okay, so it's a unique name. After that there is some application label, and here that Android label is responsible for the app name. So if you want to change the app name, you have to change here. So I write here just like tutorial app. So if you want to change the app name, you have to change that label as well. So after that you don't have to worry about all of the things. We will play with lot this file when we do a project and when we go further proceed in that. So even one more thing, this file also responsible for all of the permission. Just like when you use any app, there is some permission about the recording, about the storage, and about the location. So here the file will be responded. So when we make when we work with image picking from the gallery or camera, or taking the location from the user device, so we will add permission in that. So that file is very much important for the Android app development purpose as well. Other is Kotlin and Java. So here you can see under that Kotlin, under that folder com.example, and that the path under that Kotlin is followed by the package name that is present under Android manifest.xml. Okay, and here in the main activity, here if you want to write something in the native part of Android app, and you can connect with the Flutter engine, so that that will be connected through the main activity. Okay. After that there is many more settings, local.properties, settings.gradle, and this is a very much huge topic. So we will come back here later when we publish the app in the Play Store, and there is some Gradle configuration is very much required for the some specific packages. We will get back here. So let's come to the another folder in the root of the project. This is iOS. So this iOS folder is actually responsible for connecting Flutter code with the native iOS code, that is Objective-C or Swift. So here if you see here under that runner, here you can see info.place. so here you can add all of the permissions for location permission, image, video, that's the permission you can add under that info.place. that file is responsible. And here under that app delegate.swift, so if you want to write any native code in the iOS and have to connect that code with your existing Flutter code, you can write in that file. Okay, after that there is folder of build. You don't have to create any folder about build, because as I said before, just like Dart tool and idea folder, a build folder will be also created when you run the project. So if you delete that build folder and you run the project again, the build folder will be created automatically. There is a alternative way to delete the build folder as well. I will show you later. So let's come here in to the most important folder of our project. This is library. So under that library, we write all of the Flutter code, and all of the Flutter folder and files will be present under that library folder. So it is the most important folder of any Flutter project. So under that library folder, you can see there is main.dart, and as I said in the last video, this is the root of any Flutter project. So we will learn it later, what that void main, what that stateless, stateful widget. We will learn it very soon. But here under that library folder, we will make all the file and folder for our Flutter project. That's the most important thing. After that, there is a test folder, so you can test many of the things in your Flutter project. Through that we can use it. As of now, we don't going too much on the test, so I can delete that folder so that we can focus on the development part. We will do the testing in the series, so don't worry, I will show you how you can do some kind of testing here in the Flutter project. After that, there is metadata, and if you open that file, it already saying the file tracks properties of Flutter project. So the Flutter package property, Flutter project type property along with the version control is kept under that metadata. After that, there is an option for the analysis option. So what that analysis option? This is actually maintaining the linked rule for your Flutter project. Just like if you want to set some custom rules to write code in your Flutter project, that file is responsible for it. Just like if you want to say you have to use by default single inverted comma, not the double inverted comma, or you can't use normal debugging statement, you have to use a specific library for that, and that's is responsible through that can possible through the Flutter link. So through that analysis option.yml we can maintain it. After that, come to the perspect.yml. This is the most important file of our Flutter project, because here all of the Flutter project and packages configuration is left there. So here you can see the project name that you created during from the Android Studio when we create the project when we create the project. Here you can change the app version, so you can update the app version just like this 1.0.1 plus 2. In that way you can update the app version. And this is showing the SDK version of Flutter project. So how can we check that? We have to run a command here. So I open the terminal, and if we run Flutter version, here you can see the art version is showing 2.19.3. so this is some old version. I actually in the morning I actually update the Flutter version, that's why it is showing the updated Dart version, but it is showing the specific Dart version, so that our project code will be act according to that specific Dart programming language version that is used when we created our project. You can eventually change it as per the requirement. Under the dependency section, you can install many more packages. So I will show you how you can install third-party packages in your Flutter app. So when you want to install that packages, you have to write it under that dependency. Just like there is a package, third-party package, name as image picker, that helps you to pick the image from the camera and gallery. So when you want to include that package in your Flutter app, you have to write image picker. So and you have to give the version name, and if you don't know about the version name, you can write any. So when you write that, so that after that you have to run Flutter Pub-Get. So in the Visual Studio Code there is a special benefit that when you add anything in the prospect.yaml or any changes in the prospect.yaml, Flutter Pub-Get will be run automatically. So that's the biggest benefit. Otherwise, when you change anything in the prospect.yaml and you are not operating from the Visual Studio Code, what you have to do, you have to open the terminal, and in the terminal what you have to do, you have to run Flutter Pub-Get. So what that done, during the changes of our prospect.yaml, to take the effect of the changes throughout the project, Flutter Pub-Get is the responsible for it. So when you changes anything in the prospect.yaml, make sure you run the command Flutter Pub-Get from the terminal. Okay. So after that there is some dev dependency. So any dependency that is under the development, we can include it under that. And there is Flutter links. So what happens, that Flutter links is actually connected with that analysis options. So here Flutter by default provides some links option. You can change the linked option. I generally prefer Flutter links 1 version because it is very much beneficial for the other project configuration as well. So that's why I prefer Flutter links 1.0. And similarly, as I said before, when you change anything in the Flutter links, you have to run Flutter Pub-Get. Maybe Flutter Pub-Get takes some amount of time to install any package depending upon your internet connection. After that, this line is by default written, use material design tool, because Flutter uses material design that is developed by the Google for designing and UI UX purpose. So after that there is some section for the access and some section for the fonts. We will learn it eventually when we go forward through the next video. So we will learn it practically as well. So that's all for the file and folder structure of a newly created Flutter project. I give you a short overview on it. When we make project or working with more complex topics, we will learn that file and folder structure very deeply. So don't worry about it, we will learn all the things. So more videos is coming very soon. Stay tuned for that, and don't forget to like, comment, share this video, and make sure you subscribe this channel. So that's all for today. Have a nice day. Bye.